Look at all of this in my hand right now. This all of these came out in 1 year. So I made a tweet recently, and a lot of people seemed really interested in what I had to say. Kamen Rider Girls is an idol group formed in 2011 by Toei and music label AVAX. They formed out of the 40th anniversary of Kamen Rider and comprised of 6 members originally, each representing and wearing the belt of an individual rider. Kaori Nagura was Kiva, Nao Yasuda was Blade, Erika Yoshizumi as Den-O, Hitomi Isaka as Oz, and Yurika Hirokawa as Ryuki. That is 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, not 6, 5. I've joked many times that I have the biggest Kamen Rider Girls collection in America, and until someone steps up, I'm very comfortable taking that title. Back in middle school and high school, Kamen Rider Girls was everything to me. I collected everything, I have everything, I have all the singles, all the albums, merchandise, and everything, except for one, which was very recent. But for the most part, I have everything. I actually made a video not too long ago showing my entire collection, but this time we're going to be focusing on something a little bit more centralized, a little bit more focused, and a lot more footage. So trust me, this is going to be a better version of that last one. Don't even bother with the other one. We are taking a look at the peak of Kamen Rider Girls. This is the era where they were everywhere. They near took over the entire show at the time. And I really wanted to talk about it because I have a lot to say. Again, the Kamen Rider Girls were my everything, so I interacted with them, I learned a lot about them, and I just followed everything that went on with the girls, and I cannot wait to show you guys rare things that I have, really rare things. I have the rarest item right here in front of me, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This was the peak of Kamen Rider Girls, the Wizard era. Please. Now, let me start this off by clarifying something that a lot of people still seem to get wrong, and they are very surprised when I tell them the truth. No, the Kamen Rider Girls do not still represent individual riders. A lot of people are actually surprised when I tell them that they actually stopped representing individual riders nearly 10 years ago at the time of this recording. It just goes to show how striking that was as their visual identity and how much it actually represented them as a group. But no, they don't represent the riders anymore. We're going to get to that, not in this video. That happened a little bit later, but we're focusing on the Wizard era specifically in this video, and they had the belts throughout. So there you go. Now, first things first, we have to start from the beginning, and this is actually something that I don't have that much experience with. I breezed past it because it just wasn't as interesting for me. I actually started later on, but anyway, the first 2 releases were in 2011, or maybe 2012. No, they were 2011. Let's Go Rider Kick 2011 and Kamen Rider V3. One of them was the theme for an O's and Kamen Rider anniversary movie that took place at the 40th anniversary when they were formed, and the other one is just a cover that I think was also part of something official. I don't remember. I don't really care either. There are 2 songs that I don't like that are covers of songs that I don't like. They are covers of the original Kamen Rider opening themes, Let's Go Rider Kick and Kamen Rider V3. I just never really liked show-up music at all. I just don't really care. They do perform these songs all the time whenever they do live shows and stuff, so that's something I suppose I always skip past it because it's just not for me. They did do music videos for both of these, and they're kind of strange. I know one of them has like wrestlers in it, maybe the other one does too. It's just I don't go back to them often because I don't really care. But the cool thing about these is that they come with coupling songs, and the back of Let's Go Rider Kick 2011 is also pretty sick. It's got all the riders there that are represented. Ryuki didn't end up staying for long. For those of you who don't know, Yurika Hirokawa actually fell ill very soon into the group being promoted and she had to leave. So Ryuki was there for maybe not even the first year and was replaced essentially. There are photos and video of her as Ryuki, but it's very scarce. It's very hard to, not hard to find photos and stuff of her, but like she was not there for long. After she fell ill was when Kamen Rider Forz started up and they replaced her with a new member, Endo Mitsuki. Mitsuki ended up taking the role of Forz, so she got the Forz driver, she would represent Forz. That's pretty much how things would go when a new member would get introduced. They would don the belt of the newest rider that was airing at the time. Now, being that Endo Mitsuki came in right at the tail end of Kamen Rider O's, which was also right at the tail end of the Kamen Rider V3 promotion, she was seen at different points wearing the V3 outfit, which is pretty interesting. I have this right here. This is a DVD that they did. It was like a variety show type thing. It's called Let's Go Kamen Rider Girls. It was made very early on into the group's lifespan. Now we're bridging our way into the Wizard era. We're not there just yet. We still have to do Kamen Rider Forz. Now with Forz, they got to actually appear in the show. They have appeared in a movie. It was like the O's Kamen Rider movie. They had a cameo around the time that they debuted as a group. But this was the first time they actually got to be in the show. They were in an episode of Kamen Rider Forz doing some prom thing when they performed Saite, which is actually a cover of a song by the band Everset. This is the Saite single right here. Their Saite outfits on. I love the Saite outfits. One really cool thing about Kamen Rider Girls when they had the belts is that they would always color coordinate. You know, every member had their belt and specific belt straps color coordinated to their rider. You know, I thought it was just so striking. It was a shame when they got rid of the belts, but when they had them, they always knew to color coordinate and just make them look really, really nice. So Saite was performed in the show. It did have a music video. Really cool. They had motorcycles in the music video for no reason, and they weren't the motorcycles of the riders, which was a very strange missed opportunity. But then again, I don't know if they would have really paid to have the bikes just thrown out and used. And then again, I don't even really know if they had the bikes still in storage anywhere for like a lot of the older riders, but who knows. The Saite single comes with Saite, Okay Alright featuring Everset, and then the instrumentals for those two songs. A lot of these Japanese CDs, they will have the song and then like the instrumental. It always comes with the instrumental essentially. Now we're getting into the Kamen Rider Wizard era, which I mentioned earlier in the video is the peak. Look at this. Look at all of this in my hand right now. This all of these came out in 1 year. Who do you know has been putting out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, was it 6? 6 physical releases in 1 year. They were doing so much, and we're about to get into that right now. So after Forz comes Kamen Rider Wizard, and they add a new member to the group. This is Chisato Akita. Chisato would of course don the Wizard driver just as Mitsuki did the last year. It's the current rider. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. She got the Wizard driver and they were immediately on it. The first thing that they put out was Last Engage, which served as the theme for assumably Kamen Rider Wizard Flame style. It could just be a theme for the show, but a lot of these themes that they did for Wizard themed itself towards a specific form of Wizard. So this is the Last Engage single, one of my favorite album covers of all time. Single covers, one of my favorite single covers that they ever put out. It's so nice. I love seeing them just all grouped together, all the colors, all about the back of it is even better. But look at that, it's very nice. This comes with Last Engage and Mystic Liquid, which was another theme in Kamen Rider Wizard. This one was the theme for Water Style, which I think is actually better than Last Engage. Kinda, sorta, depends on my mood. They're both good songs though. This single comes with Last Engage, Mystic Liquid, and the instrumentals for both of them. The DVD that comes with this also comes with the music videos for both of them, which is really cool. Last Engage has like a storyline going to it, which is kind of cool. It's like Chisato is the last link, the last, what do they call it in Wizard? The Saigo no Kibo, the final hope. That's what it was. Duh, it's been so long. And then the music video for Mystic Liquid is more like a behind the scenes type thing. It's actually taken place during a concert that happened when Chisato announced her debut. That was like her first time coming out officially as the member, the newest member of the group. So they did like a concert and stuff performing Mystic Liquid. Very, very nice. There's Last Engage right there. Now this next one, this is just the beginning. This was the first single that I ever got. The first, actually it might even be the first CD I ever bought with my own money, which is kind of crazy. I was in middle school, I believe, but this is just the beginning. Kamen Rider Girls, the theme for, I want to say, Flame Dragon. I don't like this cover all that much. They're very just small in the picture. They're not really as prominent. I feel like there's a lot of empty space that doesn't really mean much, and it could have been a lot better. But just the beginning outfits are so cool. They didn't wear them a lot, but when they did, it was very striking. It's got the ties. Again, the color coordinated ties. Just the beginning comes with that song, Play for Tomorrow, a song called Perfect Game Version, GNC Music Magic. Now, I've had this CD for well over 10 years. I've never heard that song, and I still will not play it because I just don't care enough. I don't know what it is or what it sounds like. If you have, congratulations. The DVD comes with the music video for Just the Beginning and Play for Tomorrow. I'm very nostalgic for this song and this single in general. Play for Tomorrow is a really nice ballad that I think everyone should listen to. It's just a very calming, nice, sweet ballad. And then Just the Beginning is just a hard rock song, and it makes sense for Wizard Flame Dragon. So really cool. Just the Beginning. Before we continue, I did want to talk about the belts that they would wear. There were some weird things about the belts that they had. They wouldn't really pull out the gimmicks and like fiddle with them or play with them at all. A lot of times you wouldn't even really see them touching the belt at all. Now had a Legend Rider series Henshin belt for Blade, which if you don't know, Legend Rider series was a toy line for Kamen Rider, which was the belts, but they were like a lower budget version, so they didn't really do as much as the official deluxe version. I think they still make them today. Something was weird about it. I don't remember what the blade buckle in the Legend Rider series specifically was different compared to the original one, but it was something weird. And of course, Erika's Den-O belt is also Legend Rider series, so it doesn't blink, it doesn't have like different colors for the different forms or anything. It's always red, and I think they did that for a reason. I think it was just because they wanted her to still be red and not just have this clear piece on her belt. The only time I've ever really seen them fiddle around with the belts at all on footage was during the Mystic Liquid music video where Chisato was using her wizard driver and just playing with it behind the scenes. That's about it. Outside of that, I've never really seen them use it outside of like one photo shoot. Okay, back to the music. Next we have Go Get 'Em. Now keep in mind, this is all still, I want to say 2013. Last Engage came out in 2012, but everything else essentially came out in 2013. This is Go Get 'Em. I don't really care for this one much at all. This one was just sort of here. I remember even when doing collecting and just getting singles that I didn't have, this one was just sort of one that I got because I didn't have it before. Go Get 'Em is the theme for the Dragon forms together, or not together, you know what I mean? Like as a whole, it's a theme for the dragon forms of Wizard, but it's also the theme for Batch Ride War, which had come out around that time. It was a PlayStation game. It was probably on other consoles too, but it was like a Warriors game, Dynasty Warriors. It was a Dynasty Warriors type game for Kamen Rider, and this was the theme for the first one. It's an okay song. It's not really anything super interesting. It does feel kind of placeholder-y, like kind of like filler. I don't know. I just don't really care for it all that much. This single comes with Go Get 'Em, Let's Go, the instrumentals for both, and then the music video for Go Get 'Em, which is actually kind of cool. I like the music video. They're like in a prison, or like they're being held, and Wizard comes to save them, I believe is the plot of it. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's a really well-filmed music video. I just wish the song was interesting. It's like, it comes with a download code for Batch Ride War Flame Dragon. Sure, I suppose. Now, what's really cool about this release is actually just the aesthetics of the cover. Look at this. This is the insert for Go Get 'Em. That is so cool. I wish it stretched better as a wallpaper. You can, of course, edit it, but like that, I think, is one of the best pieces that they've ever made visually. It's so just dynamic, and you know, it added personality. That's what I loved about them representing riders when they did, is it added a little bit of extra oomph. You know, it was a lot more put into it, and it was really nice. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Okay, so while all of this is going on, they released so many singles, right? In 2013, they've already released like 3 or 4 different singles with extra tracks in them, which is insane. And now we're in the middle of 2013, still Kamen Rider Wizard, and they release an album. This is their first album, and it's called Alteration, which Alteration is already a song that is new for the girls, and it's supposed to be the theme for like all the dragons. Like, it's all dragon, basically. It's the theme for all dragon Kamen Rider Wizard. Really good song. And they release an album with 14 tracks technically, which is insane. They've already taken over so much of the music for Kamen Rider Wizard. I don't think any other artist has had this many tracks that they've sung for a Rider series while it's still going. It's crazy. And that's why I say this is the peak, because it's never happened again. This is Kamen Rider Girls Alteration. The track list is Accelerate to the Eternal, Alteration, Last Engage, Borderline, Prisoner, Mr. Notice, Let's Go Rider Kick 2011, Kamen Rider V3. I think these are 2 like re-recorded versions of those songs. Just the Beginning, Survive, Saite, Ima Demo, Girls Anthem with Our Big Love, and Heavy Metal Strikes Back. And this is the back of the album cover, a little bold. I love this album. I'm not even kidding. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. So much so that I have it twice. I have the CD only version and the CD and DVD version, just because I wanted one to keep that I wasn't going to use, and I wanted one that I can bring in the car with me, and when I was in like high school. So this is amazing. Also, the DVD version comes with nearly every music video that they had made up to that point, except for Let's Go Rider Kick and V3. It comes with the music videos for Last Engage, Just the Beginning, Saite, Mystic Liquid, and Play for Tomorrow. So if you didn't have those before, just get the album and you're on your way. The Alteration outfits are really cool. I'm not the biggest on them. They're very okay. I like the way they look. They're just not my favorites. You can see Mitsuki has like a sailor tie thing, and they're just very of the time, I suppose. The Kamen Rider girls in this album really got to shine because, you know, some of them had solo songs and they really just got to express themselves. Not all of these songs are related to Kamen Rider. The only ones that are the ones that you would expect, like Alteration, Last Engage, Mystic Liquid, you know, the ones that you've heard before. But everything else is just a song that they made, or probably even wrote themselves, I think, most of them. A lot of people, I remember, had an issue with their voices and how they sounded, but like, I've always loved the way they sounded. I think they sound great when they're together, and it's really, really nice. So that's Alteration. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful release in 2013. Now, this is where things get even crazier. This is the end of the Wizard era with this last release, and I think it's really funny. So in 2013, still, we got Shock, Shocker, Shockest, which it had a whole promotion and like it had Suspicion and stuff like that. They were really leading up to this and promoting it really well. This is Shock, Shocker, Shockest. It's a single that was released also in 2013 during the Wizard era, and they paraded themselves as Shocker, which they were just having fun. Honestly, there's no other way to really explain it other than they were just having fun, because like, what is this? They're just, what? They got the masks and everything too. They were really going in on it. They were just playing around as Shocker, I guess. This release comes with Shock, Shocker, Shockest, and Rider Real Respect, which they're abbreviated as SSS and RRR. I don't know why. And it also comes with a track called Roller Coaster Days, which is a really good song. I don't remember much of it, but I remember really liking it growing up. The DVD comes with the music video for Shock, Shocker, Shockest. Now, the CD only version of this is themed around Rider Real Respect, which that song is color coordinated to be blue, and this one's pink. So I kind of wanted to get that. I just haven't yet. And there's the inside. They made a new logo called Shocker Girls, because that's who they are. They're not Kamen Rider Girls. They're Shocker Girls, which is fun. I don't have too much to say about Shock, Shocker, Shockest. There's more information about it in the next era that we're probably going to talk about, because this one just sort of, they just sort of released it, but like there's more stuff later on. There's a concert that took place during this era, but I won't get into that here. I've played footage for it already in the video, but we're not going to talk about that concert because it's technically in the next era. Listen, but what I will show you is the rarest Kamen Rider Girls item that I know of. So there's a magazine called Uchusen, which I think is still going on. I don't know, maybe it's not, who knows, but it was a Tokusatsu magazine. It wasn't just Kamen Rider, it was Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Ultraman, all kinds of Tokusatsu, and they had, the Kamen Rider Girls had an appendix, Uchusen volume 137, I believe, during Wizard, and it came with this. This is Detail of Girls. For those of you who don't know, Kamen Rider has this thing every year that they still do, where they release a book themed around that current rider for the year, and it's a book that has all the different suits and forms, and just it highlights the beautiful suit work and amazing detail and just all the work put into these colorful costumes and stuff used for Kamen Rider. They call it Detail of Heroes, and again, they do it every single year, and they still do to this day. Now, at the time, they were really promoting Kamen Rider Girls, especially during the last Engage time period. So they did a photo shoot themed around Detail of Heroes, and this is what we have here. Now, this is a very rare copy. It's actually pretty old. I think it has some water damage on the back, but I remember when I first got it, and I snagged it because I wasn't sure if anyone even knew that magazine came with it. This booklet is amazing because it really goes to show just how well detailed the last Engage outfits are. I've said it so many times, the color coordination was insane. It made them look like a Sentai, like Power Rangers, and I love that a lot about it. It really gave them a lot of personality. Last Engage is one of my favorite sets of outfits because it really just let them shine. And I just, man, I miss this time period. I really, really do. I'm putting some photos up on screen. I mean, I actually don't even know what to say. It has like character bios and stuff. Character bios, wow. It has like information about each member. They're not characters, I'm sorry. But they're all just playing around with the drivers and having fun. Really nice booklet. I love that I have this in such good condition as well. Oh, here's Erica with the Den-O Rider Pass. That's the only time I've ever seen her with it. It's just, this is one of those items in my collection that I'm glad that I have because it's like a talking piece, you know? A lot of people don't know that this exists, and I'm just like, well, I have it, you know? And I've had it for such a while too. So that essentially is everything in my collection from the Wizard era of Kamen Rider Girls. Now, what's crazy is the last video I did showing my collection was like an hour long. This has already been an upwards of like 30 minutes, and I've just talked about the Wizard era. So I know that the next one's probably going to be pretty long. Just let me know what you guys think of this if you want more, and what you'd like to see. I'd love to just talk about the girls forever because, again, this is like a memory lane nostalgia trip for me. I love just talking about all the stuff that I haven't really talked about with anyone, you know, and it's like a little nostalgia trip, and it's fun. So let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. What are your favorite Kamen Rider Girls songs? I wish I could have played some of them here, but Avex would have absolutely destroyed me. Goodness me, and a whole lot more. Hello. If you're not watching this from the eventual compilation video and you haven't seen the first video, go check it out. It'll be in the description. It's right here. It's going to be in the card up there. Here, I don't know. I own a huge Kamen Rider Girls collection. I have their entire discography, and I talked about the early years, specifically the Wizard era, which was the era of Kamen Rider Girls that was the biggest, right? There was so much going on, they were doing so much, and they had so much just coming out, and I followed them for a long time. They were my favorite idol group, still are my favorite idol group from Japan, and I want to continue this and talk about more eras. So with that, we're going to go into the Gaim era today. Now, I recorded this video at the end of the last one, but I was so excited to get to the era that comes after this, which is Super Best, that I kind of like skipped through it. I skipped a lot of things that I wanted to actually talk about. I completely forgot to talk about a lot of stuff. So I'm doing it again, in depth like we did last time, on everything that happened during the Gaim era of Kamen Rider Girls, everything that they put out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This era, I don't feel had the same amount of output in terms of just what they were continuously putting out as Wizard, but it was just as impactful, I think. I think this is when they really hit their stride. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. This is the Gaim era of Kamen Rider Girls. So, there's one thing I forgot to show off, and it's this. I have this from the Shocker release. This is Shocker Shockist. It's like a little card, business card type thing. It's the Shocker Girls. I completely forgot that I had it. It was just sitting on my shelf. It's a little dusty, but there's that right there. It's got all the members and stuff. Cool. So moving directly into Gaim, we have a new member added to the group, and her name is Tomomi Sumi Jenna. Jenna would be brought in, and she would, of course, represent Kamen Rider Gaim. You know, just as Mitsuki represented Forz and Chisato represented Wizard when they got added to the groups at their time periods, Jenna comes in and she represents Gaim because it's the current airing rider, and it helps with promoting Kamen Rider Gaim in general. She dons the Sengoku driver, and the first physical release that they put out for Gaim is EXA Exciting by Attitude. This is a song that would be featured in the very early episodes of Kamen Rider Gaim. I just love how nice and poppy the song is. It's got like a cultural theme, and the outfits for EXA are so pretty. I love Love these outfits so much. The little colored sashes that they have is wonderful, and they all just look really great in this release. Also, the single cover is beautiful. You got Gaim at the bottom and all these petals all about, and he's like upside down. So stylish, so wonderful, and amazing. It also has a music video. This single comes with EXA Exciting by Attitude, the TV size version, which is of course the version that you hear in the show, the shortened version. It also comes with Reckless World and the instrumentals for both of those songs. Now the DVD comes with the music video for EXA Exciting by Attitude, but does not come with the music video for Reckless World, which did get a music video. It just would be released later. I just think it's kind of strange it wasn't on this one. I initially thought maybe they didn't want to have 2 music videos on one DVD, but they did that before with last Engage, so I'm not sure what happened there. Another thing about these releases, I don't remember when they stopped doing this, but if you look at the back of these CDs, you can see it lists them and it says, you know, Kaori Nagara as Kiva, Nao Yasuda as Blade. So I just think that's kind of nice. It's a neat little touch that they put their writers mentioned in there or something. I don't know. Anyway. Now, what's crazy is they also released a new album. You know, we just had Alteration, that album that was their first studio album with Wizard. Now we have an entirely new album called Exploded, and they moved directly into this right when Gaim started. And they released it in a very interesting way. There are 3 versions of Exploded, and I have them all right here. I love this because they each come with different things that make them unique, and I love every single last one of them. Usually when an album gets released a bunch of times, it'll be slight variants, but like the same songs, and then one thing just has a DVD, but like these all come with different things. I can't wait to tell you guys what they have. They're labeled Type A, Type B, and Type C. We'll go over them in order. This is Kamen Rider Girls Exploded Type A. Now, first of all, look at that cover. That is so cool. The small logo and all of them standing in front of an explosion with new outfits. So sick. The first album, of course, featuring Jenna as Gaim. The track listing is Exploded, Warning Burning, EXA Exciting by Attitude, Toki no Hana, Atomic Girl, Go Get 'em, Days, Primary Colors, Climax Jump, Erica Form, Shock Shocker Shockest, Mission Complete, Overdrive Generation, Love Under Virginia, and it has 3 bonus tracks being Dragon Road 2014, Days, the Kaori version, and Primary Colors, the Mitsuki version. Now, the track listing is kind of strange. This is actually a stranger track listing than what Alteration is. So first of all, Erica does a cover of Climax Jump from Den-O, which is kind of okay. I feel like they were all given the opportunity to write songs, and maybe she just didn't want to write a song, she just wanted to do a cover. So hers kind of stands out in a weird way. Everyone else has some sort of single. For instance, Primary Colors is just a song, but then they'll re-release Primary Colors but sung by someone else as like the bonus tracks. And also it's the same thing with the song Days. You know, as a bonus track for the other versions, they'll re-release it but sung by someone else. It's a very strange way of adding bonus tracks to an album, because I just don't really, it's really like a matter of whose voice you like hearing more on the track. Toki no Hana is a theme also for Gaim. I believe it was the theme for the Jinba forms of Kamen Rider Gaim, which is kind of cool. That's featured in here. Songs on this album I feel aren't as strong as Alteration. I feel Alteration was a bit more cohesive. Exploded tracks just feel sort of all over the place. Not that they're bad, I like the tracks on Exploded, I just feel there wasn't as much cohesion with this one compared to Alteration, but it's fine either way. Now, before I get to the DVD, I want to mention something. Missing Piece. Missing Piece was the final form theme for Kamen Rider Wizard, you know, Wizard Infinity style, and the girls were given the opportunity to write and perform this song for Wizard, and it was the first final form theme that they've done for Kamen Rider, so it was a big deal, right? For whatever reason, Missing Piece is the only song that they did for Kamen Rider Wizard to not have a single release, not have a music video, and is also not on their newest album at the time. I don't know why Missing Piece is not on Exploded. It's very strange. It wouldn't be featured on a Kamen Rider Girls release until Super Best, which would be in 2015. At this point, this is 2013. No, I'm sorry, this is 2014. So it wouldn't be released until the compilation album for the girls, which is very, very strange. It would be on the Kamen Rider Wizard music collection. It's not on a girl. I don't know. I feel like it would have helped the track listing had Missing Piece been on here, because it's such a good song. It could have helped even in like a small facet, you know, maybe replace climax jump and put missing piece in here. Exploded Type A comes with 2 DVDs. The first DVD, you get a whole ton of stuff. You get the Go Get 'Em music video, the music video for Shock Shocker Shockest, the music video for EXA Exciting by Attitude, and you also get a shortened music video for Reckless World, which didn't get a music video released before, but now we do, and it's shortened. I think we've only ever gotten it shortened. I could be completely wrong about that. I don't remember them releasing it ever again. You can tell Reckless World happened in between some sort of gap in time because, you know, they're wearing these new outfits for Reckless World that they had for the music video, which is really cool. And on the music video, you can see the logo for Gaim, like the Gaim Kamen Rider Girls logo variant. But Jenna is not in the music video at all. But she would get a Reckless World outfit. We'll get into that in a second, but I don't know why they wouldn't have just waited for her to come in. I think she's even featured on the song from what I remember. So like you can hear her in the music video. I'll have to look back at it again. Just a very strange time. This DVD also comes with a documentary behind the scenes type thing for them filming the album cover, which is kind of cool. You see them like freaking out about how hot the fire is and getting ready for it. The exploded outfits are very okay. I don't really like them just looking at them. They look a lot better in motion. Just normally, they're not really my favorite. I don't really get what they're supposed to be. They almost look like, it's gonna sound bad. Oh, they almost look like trash bags a little bit. It's like, maybe it's just the material. They're not really my favorite. Again, they look a lot better in motion. DVD also comes with what's called Shocker Girls, something. I believe they were doing promotion for Shocker Shockest before the Exploded album came out, and they were doing like behind the scenes things where they would pair 2 members together and they would come up with different event type things and gifts to give out for the promotion. So you got Mitsuki and Chisato together, and they're like wearing their drivers and they're signing autographs and giving out CDs. I believe Kaori and Hitomi were making postcards or something. They were taking photos in the V3 outfits, and the Let's Go Rider Kick outfits. It's just a nice little bonus thing. It's not really anything super amazing, but it's nice to see them interacting and just having fun. This also comes with an EXA Exciting by Attitude promo video where they're unveiling Jenna. You know, she's joining the group and they're doing this little fun, sort of suspicious, like, oh, here she comes, it's Jenna. This is also the clip where Chisato says Shabadubi on stage.
それこそシャバドゥビオンステージシャバドゥビオンステージ
Bro, such an icon, dude. But yeah, that's all on disc 1. Disc 2 comes with the music video for Break the Shell in a shortened version. Break the Shell is a song done for a Kamen Rider game, I believe. I think this was Botch Ride War 2. Break the Shell is not on this album, but we did get the music video for it, so I guess it's like a sneak peek sort of thing. Kind of cool. Bro, we spent like 10 minutes talking about one version of an album. We're going to a type B now. So this is type B of Exploded with admittedly a worse album cover. It's the same thing. I think it's the same shot. It's just zoomed out. I don't really like this version of the album cover. They had to make it different a little bit. It's not, it doesn't really do it for me. I'm sorry. Type B comes with just about every single track that was the same on the first one except for the bonus tracks. The bonus tracks are Dragon Road 2014, Days, but sung by Hitomi this time, and Feeling, which was the primary Colors song, but it was rewritten by Chisato. So instead of Mitsuki, it's Chisato. See what I mean? The bonus track on this is weird. I just don't really, they're not really bonus to me if they're just normally on the, anyway. The DVD is really cool. Now the DVD features Kamen Rider Girls Rockin' Kicks Nigo, which was a live concert show that they held, and it's one of the best concerts that they've ever released. You know, they play Shock Shocker Shockest, Rider Real Respect, Last Engage, Go Get 'Em, Let's Go Rider Kick 2011, Mystic Liquid, Accelerate to the Eternal. And then they have like different Tokusatsu themed song performances. Like they have Love Wars from Kamen Rider Double, and Double actually comes out during it. Double Action Coffee Form, which is the song that Naomi sung in Den-O. But then they also sing the theme songs for Gokaiger, like, and Gokai Red comes out. It was very like they were just doing their own thing, right? They perform a lot more of their other songs on this second DVD that this comes with, and they also unveiled Jenna for the first time in this concert, which was pretty sick. And Gaim comes out to congratulate her as well. So lots of really cool things. This concert, I remember searching for a lot when I was growing up, and like I could not find it. And I remember when I finally found it, I was so happy. I didn't know it came on this release, so like when I got this release, I was playing it like day in, day out, every day. So very, very cool. Type B also comes with a photo book. Now I used to think Type B was my favorite version of Exploded, but looking back at things, I think they were all very special in their own way. I don't know if I really have a favorite anymore. I think they're all just absolutely wonderful. It really depends on your preference if you want a concert or if you want just behind the scenes, nice little bonus things, you know? But they all come with really, really nice things in them that makes them all unique. Sorry, I didn't show the inside of Type A. There's the inside. This one doesn't come with a booklet or like a, you know, like a photo book, but it's red on the inside. I kind of like that. It's red on the inside. I don't think Type B is red. I think it looks really nice. So there's that. You can see a little promo pamphlet type thing for Kamen Rider Battle Ride War 2. So that's pretty cool. Alrighty, and now for Type C, which is visually my favorite version of Exploded. Look at this cover. This is one of the best covers that they've ever put out. Look at that. They look so cool. They look so amazing. They got their drivers. They have the riders behind them. I've said before, anytime the riders are present on the release cover is an instant win. Like that's all new. It's not stock like photos either. It's just actually them. They got them for the cover, and I love it. Them all posted up, perfectly spaced, and it's beautiful. And the back is just as cool. They're walking into a sunset with their drivers. Like, they're actually Kamen Riders. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. The track listing is the same ordinarily. The bonus tracks, Dragon Road 2014. I still don't know what that song is, nor do I care. Just don't. It's whatever. Days, but sung by Now this time. Okay. And Kaeri Michi, which is Primary Colors, but done by Jenna. So Primary Colors gets rewritten twice and renamed, which is very strange. I don't know why they didn't just keep the name private. Anyway, yeah, this cover is amazing. Now, for some reason, the front of this CD just has the booklet, and then they decided to make the actual cover on the back, which is different, I guess. I think maybe they did this so that they wouldn't have the spine sticking out. You can see it has the spine, and then it's just clear like that. I guess that makes sense. Okay, it's not weird. The outfits look better than I remembered them looking. Maybe it's Kiva. I think Kaori's outfit for Exploded looks the best. It's something about the collar with the yellow standing out makes it look a bit better. It's the same as Hitomi's, but I think the green from her O's driver and everything kind of drown it out more. The yellow makes it pop. Now, this comes with a photo book. Now, at this time, they were all over the place. They were doing the Kamen Rider Super Sentai annual live show thing. They were doing the album. They were doing music videos. They went to Thailand for Thailand Comic Con and were doing performances there. They took photos with Kamen Riders. I don't know if this was at Thailand Comic Con or around that time. It has to have been around that time. They're wearing the Exploded outfits and they're posing with Kamen Riders, or with their Kamen Riders, and it's so cool. Now, so here's Hitomi. Look at that. Look at them. They're just having fun, and they wouldn't really do much like this again with their riders. And I kind of missed that. Look at that. That's perfect. Kaori embodies Kiva. She really, really does. She really had that flair to her. I just love seeing them together like this. They even have the rocket module for Forz when he's taking a photo with Mitsuki. This is probably my favorite photo book that I own out of all the music artists that I have stuff for, because it's just so fun. And there's a lot of like hidden gems in here. Like, you can see Wizard and Forz, Mitsuki and Chisato doing their poses and stuff like that. This technically was when I was getting into Kamen Rider Girls. Around this time was when I really like found out about them. I found out about them through Forz, and then after that is when I started jumping on it. So very, very cool. Now, the last theme for the Gaim era are Break the Shell, which they decided to do 3 separate releases for, and I don't think it was worth it. Unlike Exploded, Break the Shell is a single that comes in 3 variants, and there's barely anything here. We're gonna get into it. Now, just to forewarn, I don't remember which ones were type A, B, and C, so I'm just gonna say them. They might be wrong, but it doesn't really matter. This, I'll say, is Break the Shell type A. This is the CD-only version of this release. It comes with Break the Shell, which, oh, sorry, it comes with Break the Shell, which I said earlier was a song for Batch Ride War 2, the Kamen Rider game that they did. It comes with a song called Scarlet Savage, beautiful song. I love Scarlet Savage so much. And then it also comes with a TV-sized version of Toki no Hana and the instrumentals for all 3 of those songs. So this is a solid release. It's got 3 songs, 3 instrumentals. Nothing wrong with it. I love it a lot. The outfits for Break the Shell are so cool. One of my favorites, actually. Goodness, why is my voice cracking? Break the Shell has one of my favorite outfits for the girls because it's white, got these little armbands, and it's just very striking. I think is a word that I used a lot in the last video. I love the Break the Shell outfits. They're really nice. Also, their skirts and pants are like the rider colors, so that's nice. It's a nice little touch. Nice little touch. The inside, so type A is colored in white, and it features Mitsuki, Nao, and Chisato on the front cover. They all have different members on the front cover. Now we get type B, and this one has Jenna, Hitomi, Erika, and Kaori on the front. Still a nice cover. This one's colored in black. And this one comes with Break the Shell, Scarlet Savage, song The World Everybody's Jump, which is a really good song. I don't remember how it sounded, but I remember that I would listen to the song a lot, like on bus rides to and from high school growing up. So really good song. I just don't remember it. The instrumentals for all 3 of those songs. So again, another solid release. I don't understand why they had to release it separately as long. Like, it comes with one other song. The first 2 songs are the same from type A, and then it has one different song. It feels like kind of a waste. I remember even getting this. I was like, I guess I'll get it because I wanted to have all 3, but I wasn't really excited for it. I was just like, okay, this one has a song that I don't have. Why didn't they put it on type A? It doesn't have that oomph. You know, Exploded at least had a lot of extra stuff. Each release, except for, well, 2 releases had a DVD with a whole ton of stuff. I get that it's not an album, it's a single, but I just feel like they could have done a bit more to make it stand out. And Break the Shell Type C has all the members on the front, which is kind of cool. It kind of feels a little cluttered the way they did it. I feel like Exploded handled it a little bit better, but they all look really nice in here. Also, Kaori has like pink and purple hair during this era, which I loved a lot. This release comes with Break the Shell and Scarlet Savage and the instrumentals for both of them. So only 2 songs and a DVD, which has the full-size music video for Break the Shell. So what a weird way of releasing this. I guess they couldn't have put Toki no Hana and The World Everybody's Jump on this because they would invalidate the other 2 releases, but this one feels kind of less than the others just because it has a music video and only 2 songs. It's kind of strange. Break the Shell is not my favorite time period for the girls. It's just sort of existed. They were doing a lot, going to Thailand and stuff like that, and doing performances, so it was just sort of here, but there's Break the Shell. And that was pretty much everything for the Gaim era of Kamen Rider Girls. Now the next era that we'll get to is, I want to say my favorite, kind of, sort of, it's like right up there with Wizard, but it's the one that I'm the most nostalgic for because, as I said before, this was around the time that I was getting into Kamen Rider Girls and really exploring their music and stuff like that. So the next era has a release that I'm most familiar with because it came out while I was still learning about them, you know? So I'm very excited to get to that, and I cannot wait. I also want to say thank you guys so much for checking out the last video. It grew a lot bigger than I expected it to. For the past 10 years or so, I didn't really start getting back into Kamen Rider Girls until recently, but like the past 10 years or so, it felt like no one really cared in terms of talking about the group, at least in English-speaking territories and where I frequent online. So like, whenever anything would come out or something new would happen, I would be all on it, tweeting about it, talking about it, but I had no one really to share it with outside of like a few select people. So seeing so many people in the comments of the last video being like, oh, I love Kamen Rider Girls, I remember them, I can't wait to see more, I want to learn more about this group, I don't know much about this group, and just showing interest was so cool because it for a while it felt like that didn't really exist. And like I said earlier, I was watching old stuff from the Exploded era and even the Alteration era last night that I just own, and like it made me remember why I love this group so much. There was so much heart, you know, there's so much heart put into it. They loved it. Everyone loved being a part of it, even new members that would graduate later on. Like, it was so much fun, and I think that this really brightened my eyes when it comes to music. You know, this Kamen Rider Girls was what made me really start collecting music. Really wonderful, and I'm grateful that they've been in my life in this way. Do you guys know I just have their belt buckle that they would wear for like 7 years and even still today? If you guys would ever want a video on the Kamen Rider Girls fan club that was very ill-fated, let me know. I would love to make a video. I have a lot of stuff from that, so I'm so excited. I'm so excited. If you haven't seen my past 2 videos on Kamen Rider Girls, check them out. They'll be in the description. They'll be in a card above. I talked about Kamen Rider Girls. I have a large collection of their music that dates all the way back to 2014, and I'm essentially going through their entire history, right? Because I want to educate people and inform people about this group, things they may not have known, just little interesting tidbits, because again, they were my favorite band for a long time and I followed them all the time, so I have a lot of information that I love to share. We went over the Wizard era and the Gaim era of Kamen Rider Girls in the last 2 videos, and now we're going over the Super Best era, which is the one that I have the most nostalgia for. When this was released, I was just getting into the group. It was just a really exciting time. There's a lot of fun things that happened and a lot of sort of bittersweet things that happened as well. I want to go over all of it. Today, we're talking about the Super Best era of Kamen Rider Girls.
Wake up! Freeze!
For those of you who don't know, Kamen Rider has a toy line known as Super Best, where it's essentially just belts that were released before, but repackaged with newer things, or rather just repackaged with more stuff. For instance, the Double Driver from Kamen Rider Double, released as the Double Driver with the Cyclone and Joker Gaia memories. When it was re-released as the Super Best version, it was the exact same belt, but now it had the Cyclone, Joker, Heat, Metal, Luna Trigger. It had all of those Gaia memories in the box. Now, as of recently, Super Best has been doing things where it's just the belt repackaged and nothing else is added, which is very strange, but at least back then, it used to be that. It would be the belt and then just newer stuff. In the same vein, in 2015, the Kamen Rider Girls released a compilation album titled Super Best with that exact same concept in mind. It's a compilation album with all of their greatest hits and one new song depending on which version you got, which there were 2 versions, and of course, you know me, you know I got both of them. Come on now. So we are going to go over them right now. It's genius, honestly. So this is the CD-only version of Kamen Rider Girls Super Best. This cover is so pretty. The blue sort of gradient background that gets like more dark as it goes out. All the girls just all around the cover. Their riders right next to them. It's so pretty. It's kind of saturated, but it also pops too. I think the riders help the colors to pop a lot more. It's so cool. This is one of my favorite album covers just because of how it was composition. As you can see, they are wearing new outfits. These are the Super Best outfits specifically, and they all look really nice. The track listing for Super Best, this is a double album, by the way. So the track listing on the first disc is Let's Go Rider Kick 2011, Koi no Rider Kick, Heart no Henshin Belt, Kamen Rider V3, LOL, Saite, OK Alright, Last Engage, Mystic Liquid, Just the Beginning, Play for Tomorrow, Alteration, Girls Anthem with Our Big Love, Mr. Notice, and Prisoner. Jumping to the second disc, we get Go Get 'Em, Shock Shocker Shockist, Missing Piece, EXA Exciting by Attitude, Reckless World, Toki no Hana, Mission Complete, Exploded, Break the Shell, Scarlet Savage, and Zuto Zuto. Now Zuto is a bonus track, essentially. It doesn't list it as a bonus track, but it basically is a bonus track. This is a song that was never released in any other form. It was made specifically for Super Best. I don't remember if it was written by Kaori or not, but it's a nice song. It's kind of like a ballad, kind of sorta, and it's just a nice, sweet song. I prefer the bonus track that comes on the DVD version, which we'll get into in a second, but Zuto Zuto is perfectly fine. Again, I love this concept. The way it was put together is genius. Anytime someone would tell me like they wanted to get into Kamen Rider Girls and they didn't know where to start, they didn't know what album to pick up, they didn't like what's their best album. A lot of the time I would say Alteration, but most of the time I would say Super Best, because this literally has every song that you could possibly want from Kamen Rider Girls, and even just like a few obscure tracks as well. I mean, like the entire Wizard era essentially is on here. You got Last Engage, Mystic Liquid, Just the Beginning, Alteration, Go Get 'Em, Missing Piece is on here. Also, this is the first time Missing Piece is on a Kamen Rider Girls specific release. It was only on the Wizard music collection beforehand. And this is the only way you can get Missing Piece on a Kamen Rider Girls record. It was never on anything else, and I think that's very, very strange. All the hard hitters are here, and even songs like Mr. Notice and Prisoner, which were kind of just sort of duet sort of songs from Alteration that you wouldn't expect, are thrown on here. Now, I don't think there's that many tracks from Exploded, which I think is kind of funny. You have Mission Complete, Exploded. Reckless World is not really an Exploded track. It came out on the EXA single, but yeah, there's like barely any Exploded tracks on here, which doesn't necessarily surprise me. I said in the last video that I don't believe the Exploded tracks hold as much weight as Alteration did. They didn't bring as much to the table, in my opinion. Not that it is a bad album, but the tracks leave a little bit to be desired. So it doesn't surprise me that not that many tracks from Exploded are on here. Meanwhile, almost the entire Alteration album is featured on this. A little wild to me. Like, if you're getting Super Best, you're basically getting Alteration. So the CD only version has this. This is the cover, of course. It's just the standard cover. If you open it up, you can see there is the first disc and then the second disc, and on the back it has the girls with their hands together, which is really, really nice. And it also comes with a photo book. Now, both versions come with a photo book, but this one has a different cover. So you see the cover on this one is essentially the album cover, just without the riders, which I think is kind of cool. Kamen Rider Girls, and it has like all the names of the members at the time. Now, each of these pages has a solo shot of one of the girls and some words by them about what it's been like to be part of the group. It has their signature and like a little drawing as well. You got Hitomi, and then you got Now right here. So it just goes through all of them, which I think is really cool. You got Chisato, and it's just a nice little thing to go through. Now, here's a wide shot of all the girls with their Super Best outfits on and their drivers, which I think is very significant, and I'll get to that in a second. I just think Super Best definitely marked a point in time that things were really going to change for the group. You got Jenna, you got Mitsuki right here, Kaori. I love her hairstyle here. So sick. And on the last page, you have Erica. So just a nice photo book. Kind of rare now, I believe. I think a lot of releases now, since it's been so long, they don't come with like the slipcase and the photo book anymore. So if you have these, woohoo. All right, Hopper, you gotta sit down here now. Now we get into the DVD version. Now, I love this version. Like I said, this was around the time I was getting into Kamen Rider Girls, and at the time I was in high school. I think I was in freshman year, I believe. No, I was not. I'm sorry. I was in middle school when this came out. So I ordered this through SAL shipping. Don't ever do that. Don't ever order through SAL shipping, because basically what that means is they send it not by a plane, they send it on a boat, and that boat doesn't take off until that boat is filled up with everyone else's packages. So it could take a long time. There's no tracking number, and the estimated delivery time is usually at the most 6 weeks. And like I said, there's no tracking number. So like every single day I would check the mailbox, and when every day it wasn't there, I would play for Tomorrow music video, because it just made me really upset. I literally thought my package was lost. So this album holds a lot of weight to me. It's a strong piece of my heart, and I treasure it very dearly. I went ahead and took the whole thing out of this slipcase. This is the cover for the DVD version. Now, I like the cover for the CD only version a little bit better. I feel like having the writers on there helps it to pop a bit more, as I've said before with other releases, but this is still a beautiful cover. You got all the members there segmented, you got their rider belts, the Super Best outfits, they all look really cool, and it's just like a nice composition. It's a very nice composition. Very, very neat. On the back, you got the track listing and the girls giving peace signs in a circle, which is something that they used to do a lot. And you've got the double album track listing. Now on the bottom, you've got a DVD, and it shows like everything that's in here. I love this DVD a lot. It's so much fun. So around this time, they were going to Thailand and doing like Comic-Con, and they were doing performances abroad and just promoting Kamen Rider, and again, just doing things in Thailand. And of course, they filmed that, you know, they did concerts. So one of these items on the DVD it's called Making in Thailand. It's basically a behind the scenes video of them going through Thailand and experiencing Thailand and doing these interviews, these podcast type things, and talking about Kamen Rider. And it ends with a concert, like a very cut up, just like it's a segmented concert that has like short bits of the different songs they performed. I think it's kind of interesting when you listen to the Making in Thailand concert section of the video, you can see they clearly layered over the actual studio tracks over top of the performance, so they're not actually singing live on the video. They were in the concert, and I believe the concert you can actually find on YouTube by itself without the making of, like high quality cameras that they had filming it. Just on the super best version of this concert, it's almost like they're lip syncing, which I think is funny. Now, outside of that, you get what are called missions for every single member. That's Chisato, Jenna, Mitsuki, Kaori, Erika, Hitomi. Now they all have what are called missions where they went through Thailand and were essentially given like a side quest. They were going to do like some interesting thing. Jenna went fishing, and that was her entire video. I think hers was the one I watched the least growing up because I didn't find it interesting at all. All she did was go fishing. In like the same spot too. Mitsuki did stuff. She ate spicy food.
Oh, it's hot, spicy.
Chisato went to like some temple and was doing stuff. Erika had yoga. Kaori's is really funny to me because she went to some place where there were a lot of tourists, and there's a part where this guy comes in and he's from Chile and he speaks English. And you can tell she's like not scared, but just kind of startled because he just starts speaking English to her. He's like, "Hey, you know where Chile is?"
Tokyo.
Yes, Tokyo.
Yes, Tokyo.
Tokyo.
You know where is Chile?
Chile.
Chile, South America.
Southern America.
And there's a part where she's like, "Okay," she's like, "All right, that's enough."
Chile in the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
And he's such a sweet, like, nice man, but the way he came in, it would startle anybody, you know, especially if you didn't speak his language. It's such a wholesome thing to include on the DVD, especially for something that's not specifically Kamen Rider. It's Kamen Rider music, but it's also just the group being themselves. So just having that and seeing, like, them just having fun by themselves, I think it was a really nice touch to add as a DVD exclusive instead of just having, because they very much could have just compiled every single music video and put it on this thing, you know, like they did with Alteration, but they decided to do something different, and I appreciate that a lot. Now, the last two things that this comes with are the full-size music video for Break the Shell, which I think was also on the Exploded album, I believe. Yes, I think it was. You get Break the Shell, but then you also get the music video for Believe in My Flesh, which is a song that's included only on the DVD version of Super Best. The DVD version doesn't come with Zuto Zuto. It comes with Believe in My Flesh. And this is also the only place you can get that song and music video. And when I tell you, this is the best song that they have ever put out. I love Believe in My Flesh so much. It's the exact kind of music I've always wanted to hear from them. It's this hard, like, rock song, and the outfits are beautiful. They're elegant. They got great hairstyles. And I just think the vocals on this track are amazing from everyone involved. You know, sometimes there'll be songs where like the vocals are kind of hit or miss. To me, it's near perfect. Kaori gets to really let her voice out, and the song is just beautiful. Just a pretty song. Now, one thing you'll notice about Believe in My Flesh in the music video is that they're not wearing their drivers in this video, and that's the main thing that I wanted to talk about with this release, and why I said it marked a turning point for things to change. For one thing, Kaori would graduate from the group shortly after. I believe her last event, her graduation event was the final release event for Super Best. And I love that she at least stuck through to the compilation album. That was so nice. You know, they didn't really film the graduation event, to my knowledge. Maybe someone did and it's just never been released. There are photos of it though, and Kamen Rider Kiva came out and congratulated her. It was this big thing, and of course she cried. But yeah, she graduated, and this is the last release that she's featured on. Very bittersweet. Again, this is where I was getting into the group, so like knowing that she was graduating right after I got into the group was kind of sad. You know, I had to go back to the backlog and see all the things she appeared in. And her being the leader, or not the leader, the lead vocalist essentially of Kamen Rider Girls for so long, it kind of hurt not hearing her in tracks afterwards, because you could hear how much force her voice added to the song, you know, how much she sort of led the songs a lot of the time. She would leave the group and start focusing more on her solo band, Chewing High, which I have all of their albums as well. If you want a video on that, I can absolutely do that. It's a wonderful band. They haven't been around lately, but like, it's a beautiful band. I love her voice, and I love the Kaori graduated, but also this is the final release that has them wearing their Kamen Rider belts on a prominent release. They decided that they wanted to support all riders every year as opposed to just being relegated to one with like around their waist. So I can kind of understand that. We'll talk about that more so in the next era, because that's when it really comes to a head. But Hitomi basically said that they wanted to support all riders, which I don't think was their decision. I imagine that was probably something higher up. And I also remember hearing that it could possibly have been a licensing issue. You know, Bandai made all of these belts, and especially a lot of these belts are old. You know, the oldest one in the group, belt-wise, is Blade, which was like 2004. So they're going out to all these events and doing all these concerts and stuff like that, and they're wearing these rider belts. You would imagine that Bandai would want a cut from that at some point in some way. So you can imagine they're getting these belts licensed out, each member individually, every single time they go out to a concert, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't want to pay that anymore. Avex, that is. So like, from a business standpoint, I get it. I feel like a little bit of flair was lost when it comes to that, but I mean, what are you going to do? Again, we'll talk more about that later. There are certain shots that you can find online of the girls wearing their rider belts with the Believe in My Flesh outfits on, which is very rare. I don't know why they didn't at least stick through to have those worn in the music video. I think that would have been a really good send-off to those powers, and it would have been really cool to see. Again, I don't know why they did a photo shoot wearing them, and then they just decided not to wear them for the music video, unless they did the photo shoot after. Who knows? This is me editing after the fact. I just noticed something like 9 years after the fact. So I think I just mentioned that, you know, they're not wearing the rider belts at all in the Believe in My Flesh music video. I just noticed, if you look at Chisato during this music video, you can see she's not wearing the belt. She's not wearing her wizard rings or anything, because, you know, they had stripped it at this point. If you look at the section where they're revolving around this circular platform, if you look real close at one particular shot, she's wearing the flame ring and the engage ring. I don't know if she was wearing it for the entirety of this segment, but I just caught it, and it just completely blew me away. So I don't know if she just forgot to take them off. Maybe this was like a pickup shot or something. I'm not sure, but like that's just something that completely threw me off, because I never noticed it. Chisato loves Wizard to this day, so it makes sense that she would try to include it at some point, even after the belts were stripped, and then, you know what I mean? Anyway, back to the video. But yeah, essentially that is the Super Best album. It's a wonderfully put together album. Just amazing, hard-hitting tracks from their history. Everything you could ever want from that time period is on this album. If you do end up getting a Kamen Rider Girls album, I would say either Alteration or Super Best. Most likely Super Best, because you're going to get the most for what you're paying for with that album. It's very dear to my heart, and I love everything that's in it. That's pretty much it for this album. Again, I'll be doing more eras. I'll be doing the next era, like 2016 through whatever I end up doing it through, 2017 maybe. Oh my goodness. As I've said in the last two videos, if you have not caught up on this series, please do. We got a lot to cover in this video. We covered the Wizard, Gaim, and Super Best eras of Kamen Rider Girls. Now we're going to cover literally everything else. So I have the 10th anniversary live show of Kamen Rider Girls from 2021. I have that DVD coming in today. Something that like no one has seen in America, seemingly. I haven't seen anyone talk about it. Seen no photos of it, no videos of it at all. Maybe people in Japan have seen it. It's on the Toei Tokusatsu fan club. It's completely elusive, and we're going to get into that in that video, but like, I can't cover that until I cover the rest of Kamen Rider Girls history. So that's what we're doing here today. We're going over literally everything else from 15 to now. And of course, I have all of it. This is a lot that we're going to go through, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. Just like always, it's a memory lane trip. There's a lot of things that happened, members that came in and left. In the end, we were left with 3. There's a lot we're going to go through. This is... What era is this? Today we're talking about the Drive, Ghost, X8, Build, Geol, and all of Reiwa eras of Kamen Rider Girls.
3, 2, 1,
The last time we left off was Super Best. Kaori had just graduated from the group in 2015, and they released their compilation album. Now we're moving on to what's called Next Stage. So after Kaori graduated from the group, we get a new member named Ayako Kuroda. She's a dancer, and she comes in to not replace Kaori, but just to fill, I guess, that space that was left by Kaori. I think they wanted to keep it being like 7 members. Ayako is pretty cool, but we get a new single, and it's called Next Stage. Now let me tell you something. when they stripped the rider belts from this group after Kaori left, it was a very strange transition period. Next Stage was the first single to come out after this had happened, and it's very different. It's unlike anything that they had done before conceptually. I think the theme Next Stage is talking about how they're moving on and doing new things, and specifically addressing the rider belts being gone and stuff like that. But I kind of just felt like Next Stage was boring. Just like the aesthetic of Next Stage did not really wow me. It just felt very like K-pop, which is fine. It's just, it's not what Kamen Rider Girls was. And I just remember it throwing me off because it's like all the color was gone now. You know, they used to color coordinate, but now that the riders are gone, there's no color and it just feels very dull. I did not like it when it came out. The song itself is fine. Like the song is very okay, not really anything super amazing, but I think everything surrounding Next Stage just kind of bummed me a little bit. And this was released a year after Kaori had graduated, and again, a year after the rider belts had been stripped from the group. The CD comes with Next Stage, a song called Girls Be Ambitious, which I believe was the theme song for a pachinko game for Kamen Rider, which is hilarious because it's literally called Girls Be Ambitious. So I don't know how they did that, but it comes with that, and it also comes with Unlimited Drive, which was the theme song for Kamen Rider Drive Type Trideron. They were given the opportunity to write a new final form theme for a Kamen Rider again after missing piece, and they did that, and it was really cool. Unlimited Drive is amazing. I love Unlimited Drive, and it's the first time we get to hear Ayako in a song as well. This single also comes with the instrumentals for Next Stage, Girls Be Ambitious, and Unlimited Drive as per usual. So in terms of music, it's fine. I think just everything else just was not really for me, unfortunately. This does come with a DVD. The DVD comes with the music videos for Next Stage and Girls Be Ambitious, and it also comes with a behind the scenes thing for Girls Be Ambitious, which is cool. Girls Be Ambitious is a fine song. It kind of just sounds like it's trying to be mission complete again, and it just doesn't, again, it doesn't wow me. Next Stage itself as a single overall is just sort of okay. Now, what's really cool and interesting is that this comes with it's called a bonus movie. It's basically a concert that took place after Kaori graduated, but before they stripped the rider belts. So they're wearing the rider belts in it, but Ayako's not there either. So it's like, it's a weird like time gap between those things. And it's kind of cool. They perform things like Okay, Alright, and another song, I don't remember. But they also perform an Unlimited Drive in this performance as well, which again is weird. So maybe Ayako's not in Unlimited Drive. Maybe her vocals aren't actually in the studio track. I'm not sure, because they clearly illustrated that they sung this song before she joined the group in the bonus movie. So like, there's a lot of weird gaps in time that are kind of strange. But yeah, that's Next Stage. It was very just sort of here, and it kind of went, and I didn't really miss it all that much. I do remember watching the music videos and stuff like that a lot in 2016. I guess technically because that's really all we had for a little bit. There's the inside as well. So the outfits are not bad. Again, it's just, it wasn't really what I was familiar with Kamen Rider Girls. It felt like they were trying to find themselves again after all of that stuff had happened. So it was definitely a time. Also in 2016, out of nowhere, they released a DVD. It's a concert DVD, and it's a really good concert DVD. There's some important things that happened in this concert. For one thing, Now and Erica, who were formerly Blade and Den-O, would graduate from the group. So literally a year after Kaori graduates, now Erica and Now are following suit, and they had their graduation events as part of this concert. Now, one weird thing about their graduations compared to Kaori is that they didn't have the Kamen Riders come out to congratulate them. Instead, they had Kaori come in. So Kaori comes in and just surprises them entirely. You can hear in the concert that the girls kind of planned this thing to where Kaori would show up, and Now and Erica had no idea. Everyone else did.
でもね、違う喜んでんのその顔は。喜んでるけどびっくりした。だってセットリストにない曲がかかってて、この曲やる予定じゃない。どうしよう。せっかくね2人の卒業という素敵な場なので、ちょっと声をかけていただいて、サプライズで遊びに来ました。
And seeing Kaori again after she had graduated was really cool, because you could tell there was no ill will, there was no bad blood or anything. She just wanted to move on. It was just really fun. They even stayed and talked after. I loved it a lot. And it happened in the middle of the concert too. It wasn't at the end or anything. So like, that happened and we had like a whole concert after to like simmer in it, and it was really cool. But yeah, this concert released in 2016 is called Cho Girls, which is like Super Girls. It says omatase shimashita, watashi wa Kamen Rider Girls to moshimasu. Pleasure to meet you, we are Kamen Rider Girls. So like not really a distinctive name, but you didn't really need to be as a concert movie. It's a little over 2 hours, taking place at the Astro Hall in Japan, and it includes Exploded, Unlimited Drive, Believe in My Flesh, Let's Go Rider Kick 2011, Mission Complete, Last Engage, Girls Be Ambitious, Next Stage, Reckless World, Alteration, Toki no Hana, Shock Shocker Shock, It's Just the Beginning, Zutto Zutto, Play for Tomorrow, Saite, LOL, EXA, Koi no Rider Kick, Heart no Henshin Belt, and Girls Anthem with Our Big Love. So it's very jam-packed. They're actually wearing the super best outfits during this, which I think is very interesting. Now, I said in the last video, but this is where Hitomi mentions why they removed the rider belts. This is the first time they're officially addressing it to like a live audience. And she basically said, you know, like I said before, they wanted to be able to represent all riders as opposed to being tied down to just one specific rider. Now, what's interesting is I feel like it kind of hinders them a little bit, because in certain songs, like Heart No Henshin Belt, which was a song that debuted, I believe, in their debut single, Let's Go Rider Kick 2011, there's a part at the end of the song where they all do a pose relegated to their specific rider. You know, Kaori would bite her hand with her other hand, like the kivat. Mitsuki would do the Uchu Kita pose, you know, things like that. They perform Heart No Henshin Belt in this concert. And like I said, they would always do that rider pose at the end. But in this concert, it looks like they're about to do their rider pose, and then they just do some random whatever quirky pose. Chisato is the only one that pulls out hers, like Wizard. But like everyone else, it feels like there's some sort of, not tension, but some sort of give back. Like they know they want to do it, but they can't do it. Almost like they were told not to do it. And this is even more evident when you remember in the Believe in My Flesh music video, Chisato's wizard ring that she left on by accident was censored out. That's why I say I don't think that the rider belts leaving the group was their fault. Wow. I don't think it was their decision. Rather, I feel like it was something higher up. I don't know for sure. Hitomi definitely made it seem like it was a very amicable thing, like they were all in on it and they were like, okay, yeah, let's do that. But I really do genuinely feel like it was a higher up decision as opposed to their own, because it feels like they really want to reference their riders, but they don't know how to. Also, of course, Ayako wasn't given a rider because she joined after the belts were stripped. So like, she doesn't really, there is no color coordination anymore, really. I think they are wearing their rider colors in this concert for the Super Best outfits, but that's only because the outfits were already made, you know? Ayako's color originally was black, and I think over time they switched it to purple because black is just like a weird, like why black, you know? But yeah, overall, this concert is really, really good. I actually come back to this concert a lot because it's just a really fun concert. I miss when they would just randomly release concert movies like this. They haven't really done this in a while. There's the inside with a pink disc, and it also comes with a nice little photo booklet as well. You can see all the members. It's really nice seeing Ayako interacting with people like Nao and Erika, because she wasn't around that long while they were. So it's just, and also seeing her interact with Kaori as well was really cool. And there's that right there. Now, I do want to mention this because I said before, Unlimited Drive is an amazing song, and they had choreography for it, of course. They performed it at one of the Kamen Rider Super Sentai live shows, and Ayako's dancing is really kind of refreshing to me. She is a seasoned dancer. She would do like choreography videos and stuff like that on her Twitter at the time, and I think she even choreographed some of the songs, but it's very drastic, her difference in dancing compared to the girls. The girls would do like idol dancing and like cutesy stuff like that. Ayako is very like intent on putting like sexiness into her dancing. So if you watch like Unlimited Drive performances, you can see like anytime you look at her compared to everyone else, it looks like she's always like grabbing her neck and like trying to throw it back, and it's kind of funny. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just think the juxtaposition is hilarious, and you can see that in pretty much any time she's performing a song with the group. If you look at Ayako, she's clearly doing something like with a little bit more sauce, a little bit more seasoning to it. 2016. Wow, all this happened in 2016? No way, dude. I'm getting my time mixed up. That's crazy. What a jam-packed year. Wow. Okay, so a lot was happening in this year. Also in 2016, which is weird I forget because I had a lot of experience with this, they released another single. This one's called Russian Crash, Moving On. I usually pronounce it as Russian Crash by Moving On because there's a slash there, but it's Russian Crash, Moving On. I don't really like the name of this single. I feel like it should have just been one or the other, Russian Crash would have been a really good way of just labeling it as opposed to both. I don't know why they did that. But now we are in the Xade time period. So Russian Crash is a theme for the Kamen Rider game, Kamen Rider Battle Rush, I believe is what it was called. I used to play it a lot in high school. That was a really fun game, admittedly. And just loading it up and hearing their theme song playing, it was so cool. So cool. Yeah, Russian Crash legitimately would be in my top 5 of Kamen Rider Girls tracks. It's amazing. The CD comes with that, and it comes with another song called Moving On, which is what these outfits are based on. They had a music video for Moving On, and it's just like Next Stage, where it's talking about like, moving on and greater heights, that kind of thing. I don't know if it was specifically related to Now and Erica graduating. It could have been. I don't know. But it feels like every song now, like every theme, they're talking about how someone left and they're moving on. So yeah, the CD comes with Russian Crash, Moving On, a bonus track called Girls Talk Volume 1, which I guess is just like a podcast type thing. I've never really listened to it. I've popped this CD in a lot and I've never really listened to that. So it maybe someday, I don't know. Not like it really matters anymore because it was 2016 I mean, but it's on there. It also comes with the instrumentals for Russian Crash and Moving On, as per usual. It also comes with a DVD, which features the music video for Moving On, and it's a pretty nice music video. Again, it follows Next Stage to where there's no color coordination. There's entirely new outfits. They're great outfits. It's just, it's very different. It definitely took me some time to adjust to these new outfits. I kind of like the elegant, like white, flowing beauty of it. A lot of these outfits and previous outfits, you can tell were designed for the rider belts to fit into there. Like the design is specifically made so that the rider belts will help to round it out. And it almost feels like they were also this way with the Moving On outfits. It feels like if you added a rider belt to this, it would look complete. It almost reminds me of the Break the Shell outfits. But yeah, the music video for Moving On was actually pretty cool. Now the DVD also comes with a documentary. The Kamen Rider Girls were invited or were told to go to by Avex, I don't know. The Honolulu Ekiden for 2016, which is basically like a marathon race that a bunch of, I think it's specifically Japan, but it's like a lot of other people too. It's this big marathon type thing. And the girls did like a behind the scenes documentary type thing while they were in Honolulu, Hawaii, doing this marathon. I think it was specifically to promote Kamen Rider Battle Rush. You can see like banners for Battle Rush during the documentary. It's really cool. I love when DVDs do this where it's not just music video. It's like something different. It's like a documentary type thing. That I think is really, really fun. And I do remember watching through that a few times. I love seeing very candid clips and stuff like that. It's really cool. So Russian Crash, Moving On, definitely is sort of a nostalgic thing for me. It's not specifically Xade, but it's nice nonetheless. There's the inside. I also like the aesthetic of this CD case. The gold, the blue, and everything's got the sort of signatures of all the members on the inside as well. I just think it works really, really well. Now, oh wow, we're really mowing through it, aren't we? We are really mowing through it. So in 2017, this is another big year. So they were having a lot of big years after Superbest, right? In 2017, we get the Invincible album. Now, the Invincible album has a lot of things going for it. I feel like it kind of stumbles a little bit here and there, but it had a lot of things going for it. Now, there were 3 versions of Invincible, just like with Exploded, and I have them all right here. Now, the significance of Invincible is that this is the concert where Mitsuki would graduate from the group. So now, literally every year since Superbest, a member has graduated from the group. And it would literally be the same after that as well. So this is Invincible. There's type A, B, and C. I do not remember which ones are type A, B, and C. I'm just going to say them. If they're wrong, they're wrong. But like, what do you want me to do? Oh boy, the Invincible album was very hit or miss with me for a lot of different tracks. It was very like all over the place. It was an exciting time. It was also just a very strange time. First of all, the album cover bothers me a little bit. I've definitely warmed up to it, but it's not one of my favorites. The Invincible album cover has the girls in their new outfits, the Invincible outfits, and they're very okay. Not one of my favorites, but they're not terrible either. They look a lot better in motion, like I've said with other outfits before. They are very alright outfits. What bothers me a little bit is the cover. This was during the Xade era. You would expect Xade to be somewhere on the cover, if not at all, you know? But instead of getting Xade, they got Kamen Rider Ichigo for whatever reason, and they're in the Kamen Rider Diner, which is great. I love Kamen Rider the Diner. I was there in 2019. It's a great place. It's a nice place to do a photo shoot. It looks really nice. Why is Ichigo on the cover? It doesn't make any sense. There's no song on this album related to him except for a bonus track, which means that it's not even related to the album itself. It's a bonus track. The majority of tracks on this album are X-Aid tracks. Why is X-Aid Mighty Action Gamer not anywhere on this release? I do not understand it. It really bothered me when it came out. It bothers me now because it doesn't make any sense to me at all. I just wanted to get that out because it's really dumb. This album comes with Battle Game, the Kamen Rider Girls version, which it was an X-Aid track, but it's just now it's covered by Kamen Rider Girls. You get it. A lot of these songs are going to be that, essentially. It comes with Reason 4, the best song on the album. I love Reason 4. Time of Victory, which was the theme song that they did for Kamen Rider X-Aid Muteki Gamer, which was the final form. Very cool. It comes with Next Stage album version, which I guess was re-recorded because Now and Erica had left the group, I'm assuming. People Game, the Kamen Rider Girls version, also a song from X-Aid that they covered. Future Capture, Kaze no Mukoe, which was an X-Aid song from the X-Aid soundtrack in the show that the Kamen Rider Girls added lyrics to. Moving On, the album version, again, because actually, I don't know why this one was re-recorded. Maybe it's not. Maybe it was just put on here, but why does it say album version? Never mind. Stormy Story, an X-Aid soundtrack song with lyrics added to it by Kamen Rider Girls. Let's Try It Together, the album version, which was the song they did for X-Aid for Mighty Brothers, the Mighty Brothers theme for X-Aid. Yo Solo and Girls Anthem with Our Big Love, a re-recorded version of Girls Anthem from Alteration, which is kind of cool. I kind of don't like when they do Girls Anthem now because it's very much like that was a song tailored towards the 7 members of the group, and now that there's like so much less, it feels different. It almost doesn't feel right, but I'm glad they re-recorded it, I guess. The bonus track is called the theme song of Tsunagawashi Hokkaido, Let's Dancing. I don't know what that is. And Let's Go Rider Kick Rebuild, which I guess is like a redone version of Let's Go Rider Kick. Those 2 tracks I've never put in. I've never listened to it. I don't really know what they sound like. I don't really care either. Invincible is a mixed bag. It's a lot of songs that like aren't really theirs. I don't know if I would listen to it over Exploded. I'd have to really think about that. At the time, I remember enjoying it. I think over time it's just kind of been like, whatever. That on the inside of the CD-only version, this is one I'm holding. You got the disc and the pamphlet. The pamphlet is the same each time. It's a booklet. It has photos of all the members. You can see Ayako's color is now purple. They changed that as well as in her outfit as well. Jenna, all the members, so like all 4 members are there. Alrighty, so moving on, we have the CD and live concert CD version of Invincible. So it's the same album, different album covers, basically type B, I guess. Comes with all the same songs, except now it comes with a, sorry, not a DVD. It comes with a second CD, which has the live audio from a concert that we're going to get into in a second. Not every song that they performed in the concert, but it has Battle Game, Let's Go Rider Kick 2011, Just the Beginning, Last Engage, Scarlet Savage, Kaze no Mukoe, People Game, Exploded, Heavy Metal Strikes Back, and Stormy Story. So I love audio CDs. I love them a lot. Wow, let me try that again. I love live concert audio CDs. They're really fun. Live performances are always better than studio performances, mostly, in my opinion. So here's the CD. It's purple this time on this version. The live CD is green instead. Alrighty, and now is my favorite version of Invincible. This is the CD and Blu-ray version of Invincible. Now, Kamen Rider Girls had never released a Blu-ray before this. They've only ever released DVDs. So now we actually get a Blu-ray concert in beautiful HD, and I think that was absolutely wonderful, fitting of X-Aid, and I don't know what I meant by that. The CD comes with just all the same tracks. So the Blu-ray is really cool. So the concert is structured kind of like a story. It has like a plot line, which is something that they've never really done before. They've tried here and there, but it kind of just evolved into a concert. Themed after a video game, and they have like a health bar or something. And I haven't seen it in a while, but like it's very much structured like a video game, like X8, because it's X8, you know. I think it's literally called Game Start. Yep, 7th One Man Live 2017 Game Start. So like they're fighting villains and stuff, and the songs give them strength and power. I think it's a really fun way of doing a concert. They perform Battle Game, Let's Go Rider Kick 2011, Just the Beginning, Last Engage, Scarlet Savage, Kaze no Mukoe, People Game, Stormy Story, Heavy Metal. They perform pretty much every song that I said they performed in the live audio CD. And then they go to like a second version, which is like the concert part of the show, I suppose. This one has Mitsuki, And I think that that's really cool because, again, this is where Mitsuki graduated from the group. So they performed Moving On, LOL, Okay Alright, and then they also did a Kamen Rider Forz medley, which was so sick. Giant Step, Cosmic Mind, Shooting Star, Voyager, Switch On, Saite, Let's Try Together, EXA, Girls Anthem, Time of Victory, Primary Colors, which was the Mitsuki version of a solo track that was recorded in the Exploded era, so all the way back during Gaim, a graduation version of Saite, and Hero. Now, Mitsuki's graduation event was very, very special. They actually lowered her Forz driver down from the heavens and had her unwrap it, and her face when she realizes what's in that bag is priceless. Dons the Forz driver for the last time and does one final transformation, and I think that was just a beautiful send-off. I think it would have been cool if Forz himself came out as well, but them just bringing her own Forz driver out, you can see with like the orange straps and everything, was just amazing. I remember this made me cry back in 2017 because, again, I had gotten into the group around Superbest, so like I knew all these members and have seen them grow over time. So like seeing her finally graduating from the group with her Forz driver was kind of crazy to think about.
3, 2, 1 HEDGE!
This is an amazing concert. I would love to rank the concerts at the end of this because I've had so much nostalgia and experience with all of them. It's actually kind of hard to pick a favorite because they all have really important moments. They're all very wholesome. I just think that the Invincible album came with a lot of sort of you know, like it wasn't amazing music-wise, but everything surrounding it, like the concert and everything, certain aspects really helped it to shine. Definitely a piece of history to me. Please stay tuned for the next video in this series. We're going to be talking about the 10th anniversary live show. I haven't seen it before. We're going to be looking at it blind, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've seen the Kamen Riders come out during it. I've seen them wearing rider belts during it apparently too. So again, it's going to be so cool, so fun. And again, as always, thank you guys so much for being here, supporting and leaving comments and all kinds of stuff. It's been a lot of, it's just been really nice to see. Again, the Kamen Rider Girls are such a big part of my life.
なんかあるから書いてねって言ったらちょっと待ってよ
These two things alongside the Detail of Heroes books are now the rarest items in my Kamen Rider Girls collection, and this really shouldn't be at all. Hello. As I say in every video, please watch the previous videos in this series. They will be in the description. They'll be on the card at the top. I've covered the entire history of Kamen Rider Girls. I have a huge collection. Today we're talking about the rest of the history as well as the 10th anniversary live show, which happened in 2021 and is the most elusive concert release from any group that I've ever dealt with. I've seen very little photos of this show. I've seen no video clips. I've seen no one in America talking about it, which is why in the title it probably says the concert that no one has seen, because I'm pretty sure people in Japan have seen it definitely 100%, but like people in America, I've never even heard anyone talk about this show at all. This is the rest of the history of Kamen Rider Girls. So before we get to the 10th anniversary, we got to continue from where we left off last time. So last time we finished with the Invincible album, which was released during Xade in 2017. So now we're moving on to 2018 with Kamen Rider Build. Now with Build, they did a pretty fair amount. You know, they did the song Proud of You. Proud of You was a song for, I think it was the theme for Kamen Rider Climax Fighters. It was definitely some game that Kamen Rider was doing when Build had like sort of started off. Now this wasn't released as a single or like a physical single at all. It was released as a coupling track to Be the One. So if you got the Be the One single CD for, you know, the theme song for Build, then you also got Proud of You, which is a pretty interesting way of doing it. I don't think they've really done that before with any other like release from what I remember. Now they also did a song called Build Up, which I believe was written by Chisato. Please correct me on that. I don't remember, but Build Up was the theme for Kamen Rider Build Genius. So the final form for Build, they did that song as well, which I think was really neat. Now, during this time period is also when Ayako would announce her graduation from the group. So she'd been with the group for a pretty fair amount of time since the end of Superbest. So 2015, 2018, that was a pretty good run, you know. So she announced her graduation. Now, during her graduation event was around the time of Kamen Rider Gyo. She had stayed for one final tour for the group and she graduated around the time of Geo. Now, during this show, I don't really know what was going on. There's not much photos or videos of this event at all. Definitely none that, like, no videos that were released, but all the girls are wearing their drivers, which I assume has to do something with Geo, like the whole time travel type thing. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure. They're wearing their drivers with the moving on outfits. Now, around this time, Ayako revealed her love for Kamen Rider Faiz. So during this show, they brought out a Faiz driver and had her wearing it during the show, which I think is so sick. And Geo came out and congratulated her, gave her flowers, and she graduated. And it's just so cool to me that every single member up to this point, even since 2011, that has joined the group has worn a belt at some point or another, even after the belts were scrapped. I think that is so amazing. And she graduated wearing the Faiz driver, so technically she has represented Faiz. Technically she should have represented Drive when she came in, because the logistics of that. But either way, she's represented a rider, and I think that's so cool. So cool. So after this, we would get a bit of a drought when it comes to Kamen Rider Girls, but 01 at least had a little bit of something. So in 2019, they released a mini album called 01, and around this time, I wasn't really following Kamen Rider Girls. I was listening more to Lisa, who would end up becoming my favorite solo Japanese artist, even still to this day. So I was collecting her music just like I was Kamen Rider Girls, getting everything, right? So I didn't even know that this had happened when it happened. I got it like a little bit after. And even when I did, I wasn't like super excited for it. I was just sort of getting it because it was the only thing I didn't have at the time. It's called 03080401. It's just, it's subtitled 01, essentially. It's what it's referred to as. Now, I don't know what those other numbers mean. I know it's meant to reference something. To this day, I still have no idea what it actually means. If you know in the comments, please let me know. But this cover is not my favorite. I don't really like it all that much. I know what they were trying to do, having all the members' colors, red, blue, and green. I just feel like it could have been done a bit better. Maybe if it was done like alteration, where it's like segmented and it had like the colors in the back and they were zoomed in, it would have worked a bit better. But the way it kind of looks here, it's just a little bit too loud where it shouldn't be. Either way, it comes with Proud of You, Build Up, which I believe is a re-recorded version. Usually when it says Build Up something version, it basically means that they re-recorded it with less members. Journey Through the Decade, which was on the Heisei Best Collection CD set thing. There was a lot of covers for Heisei themes that came out around the time of Geo. It also comes with Warara Omo Yueni Warara Ari, which is the Kamen Rider Girls cover of the Ghost theme song. Tsuki no Oshiru Toki, which I don't know what song that is. Maybe that's from Geo. Next New World, which is the Kamen Rider Girls cover of a Rider Chip song for Geo. And Endless Journey, which was the theme song for a Kamen Rider game that I don't remember the name of. I've said before, I don't like covers much at all, so when this came out and I saw it was like mostly covers, it didn't really excite me as much. Plus it's a mini album, so there's not much to it. It just sort of existed. It's not horrendous or anything. It's just not something that I go back to often at all. 2020 is when the pandemic happened, so not really much of anything was happening Kamen Rider Girls wise. However, 2021 would be their 10th anniversary as a music group for Kamen, which is insane. A group, no matter how many members came in and left, 10 years for a music group is absolutely insane, especially when you have members that started with the group back in 2011. He told me it's meant to be celebrated. So they released Kamen Rider Girls 10th anniversary live. This took place, I believe, April 20th, 2021 at the Theater Roppongi in Japan. Now, this happened, and it was, from what I understand, it was on the Toei Tokusatsu fan club at some point, so TTFC, and it was there for a little bit, and people in Japan saw it. That's a subscription type thing. It's like a premium channel for Toei. So people in Japan saw it. I haven't seen anyone in America or anywhere else talking about this show, posting pics of this show, anything from it, which is absolutely insane. Now, they released it on DVD, and even finding information about this DVD was very strange. It's the only Kamen Rider Girls physical release to not be released on CD Japan or any other retailers that their music normally goes on. I had to find it through a proxy on some other site. The girls have tweeted about it before, but it's very rare to find things about this DVD, which was absolutely insane. I almost thought it was bootleg when I got it. This live show is called Yakusoku, and as you can see on the cover, it's got Hitomi, Jenna, and Chisato on there, and Chisato's wearing her wizard driver. So immediately, I was like, I had to get it, you know. And I didn't even know this concert existed until a few months ago, because that's how out of the loop I was and how much people haven't really been speaking about this live show. Here's the inside. He's got the disc and the girls on the disc right there. And it also comes with a booklet that says Kamen Rider Girls Magazine Volume 3, 2022. So I'm assuming this was released a year later. I guess it's very strange how this was released. So on the back of this photo booklet, it has the Kamen Rider Girls fan site, which doesn't exist anymore. They don't have a fan site anymore. The fan site is where I got a lot of those items, like the buckles that they wear, but which was made by Bandai, which I didn't know that until recently. So, but yeah, this website is defunct now, and it has like the girls' names and stuff on there. So this concert, oh my goodness, I went through a lot of different emotions watching this concert. And I'm going to go through them all. I'm going to go through the cons first, and then I'll go through the pros, the things that I loved about it. Because while I do have more positive to say about the show, there were some things that bothered me a little bit. So this is the 10th anniversary live show. Now, so here are the things that bothered me a little bit before we get into the things that I love. For one, no former member of the group that was here before 2018 was mentioned in this show. There was no Mitsuki, no Erica, who's now Mio, no Ayako. No one is mentioned in this live show at all. Not even Kaori, which I think is so weird. I was watching this entire show hoping that at some point one of the former members would be mentioned or referenced or something, or even showing the past riders that they represented. And it does not happen. I don't know why. I don't know how you could have a group going for 10 years that started off as 5 and then going to 6, 7, 8, and then 7, and then not mention any of them. I don't know. It wasn't a matter of like any ill will or anything. I definitely don't think any of that is part of it. I just think that it's kind of bizarre that it didn't happen. And what makes it even weirder is that Kaori is in this show. They don't show her as part of the main base of the DVD. They show her at the credits with no audio because she came out, Rider Chips came out, some people from Raji Ranger came out and congratulated them, gave them flowers and stuff like that. That isn't part of the DVD, and that I don't even know why that's not part of the DVD, but Kaori is here, and she's in the show, and they thank her in the special thanks of this DVD on like the pamphlet and stuff. But they don't even mention her in like the main base of the DVD. So it's a very strange thing that I did not understand. Again, I was watching the entire show hoping it would happen, and it never does. I think Ayako was mentioned in passing once, but they were talking about the Ekiden from 2016, where they were doing the Honolulu marathon, and it was just them talking about how she thought they wanted to go in the water, and no one else wanted to go in the water with her. It did, but like it wasn't even like a thing, right? So I don't. That was weird to me. Another strange thing, which isn't their fault or anyone's fault really, because of the pandemic, everyone in the audience is like spaced out, so that it looks a bit more bare as opposed to full, like you would expect for a Kamen Rider Girls show. They all have pin lights and everything, but like the audience looks a bit bare because of that. It's not like empty by any means, any stretch of the imagination. It just looks kind of bare, and also they're all wearing face masks. So because of that, they're not cheering. They're not allowed to cheer because they don't want to spread germs, even with the mask. So when they finish the song, you just hear a bunch of applause and no like whoa or oi 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 like they always do for Kamen Rider Girls shows. So it's very off-putting. But again, it's no one's fault. It's just because of the way the world was at that point. It's just, you can tell it bothered the girls too because it gets brought up multiple times. They bring it up like 5 or 6 different times during this show. And this show is a little less than 2 hours. Hitomi or Chisato would be like, hey, I know you guys can't cheer, but if you guys can just cheer from the bottom of your heart and shake your pin lights and stuff, that'll help us out. So it's like, clearly they're like, okay, this is weird. This is very, very strange. But again, as I said multiple times, that's not really their fault. It's just, that's how things were at the time in the world. Now, the last thing that sort of bothered me a little bit, it was something that sort of subsided. I didn't really see it as an issue at all later on, but like definitely when I first watched it, I almost wanted to turn it off because seeing how small the members had gotten in terms of the group count, there's only 3 now, and hearing the songs that they would perform that used to be like a 7-member thing, things like Just the Beginning, Last Engage, even things like Girls Anthem and Saita, you really notice how much the harmony is affected when it's only 3 as opposed to how big it used to be. They sound amazing. It's just I wish that harmony was still there, and it does feel kind of sad when you hear songs that were tailored towards that 7-member large amount of people, like EXA specifically. And hearing it sung by only 3, it does hurt a little bit, especially myself having grown up with this group, seeing how they've changed and evolved over time and seeing how small it's gotten. It was definitely a weird thing to get over. Now, the things I loved about this show is one of the best concerts they've ever put out. It's so amazing. Now, let me go over the track list. The set list that they did for this was really good. They included all the songs that you would have imagined they would include, but a lot of obscure sort of coupling tracks as well. So they have Just the Beginning, Last Engage, a medley of Mystic Liquid, Russian Crash, Kamen Rider V3, and Alteration, which is crazy. They haven't really done medleys like this in a show, so at least physically released. So like I thought that was really cool. They did Battle Game, Saitet, Endless Journey, Believe in My Flesh, a medley of Moving On, LOL, Reason 4, and Yo Solo. So here we get to the covers. They did a few different covers in this as well. They did Wararao Mo Yueni, Warara Ari, which of course is the Kamen Rider Ghost theme song. Then they did Journey Through the Decade, Just Live More, Life is Showtime, Anything Goes, Let's Go Rhetoric 2011, Play for Tomorrow, EXA Exciting by Attitude, and Girls Anthem. So they have never sounded better than they do in this live show. After all of these years, especially Jenna, and I need to mention this, I've said before, Jenna, when she first joined the group, you could tell her nerves were getting to her a little bit. She seemed a bit nervous. Her voice wasn't really there for a number of different tracks. But in this live show, after all those years, and she's doing like vocal roles and like voice roles in games and songs and this, that, and the third, she has really grown into her own. And hearing her do lines and lyrics that originally were done by Kaori and just belting them out, she sounds so good. They all do. I love the way they all sound in this show. They all sound amazing. The harmony is still there. Even if it's not as strong as it used to be, it's definitely still there. Hitomi sounds great. Chisato sounds amazing. Like, I love the way they sound in this live show for every track. Some songs nearly made me cry. Like, they literally did songs like Believe in My Flesh, which is my favorite Rider Girl song of all time. They did Russian Crash, which is my second favorite song of all time for the group. And we haven't really gotten them performing Russian Crash in an official release live, so that really hit something in me. Reason 4 I didn't expect at all, so that was definitely a surprise for sure. And just overall, this set list is immaculate. Not to mention, they all look so close together. Like, the group has always been close. They've always been really good friends. But here, you can really see it coming together with them just like playfully like acting things out and laughing and like stumbling over. They look like they're having so much fun and they're very happy. Now, they did mention multiple times that they're very nervous during this live show, but you really can't tell outside of Hitomi. Hitomi stutters a little bit during the beginning, but for the most part, you really can't tell their nerves because they're just having fun, and it's wonderful. Now, the writers. The writers are a very big part of this live show. This is the 10th anniversary, and they have gotten so comfortable with embracing the Kamen Riders again. Even without the belts, the writers come out, and it's, of course, Wizard, Oz, and Gaim. They are the first things you see when you open the DVD. When you put it in, they show up on these pedestals, and their drivers are making the sounds and stuff. The girls come out, and they do just the beginning. Now, the writers show up in the beginning. They also show up during Battle Game, and then, of course, they show up again during the covers of their theme song. So the girls would release a mini album after this live show went out, and it's called Starting Point. And in that mini album, they released 3 songs, and they were covers of the theme songs of the writers that they represented. That was a mouthful. So they did Just Live More, Anything Goes, and Life is Showtime. And those were the only 3 songs on the mini album, the covers. And they performed them here. And of course, they were meant to be like songs tailored towards each member, so each member got to shine a lot during those songs. But what's really cool about those songs is that the writers from those individual songs come out, and at one point during each song, the girls will contribute to the finisher that the writer will do against like a shocker grunt behind them. So like Chisato will give her wizard ring, and she'll hit it on top of the sword, the wizard sword gun, and initiate the finisher that way. Hitomi throws medals to Oz like Anki would do in the show, and he attacks a shocker grunt. Jenna will place the lock seed on Gaim's Muso Saber. It's a really fun way, and they incorporate choreography in that too. So it's a really fun way of interacting with the writers that we had not really seen before and in a physical release, and I thought that was amazing. They're of course also wearing their drivers, which nearly made me scream because, you know, seeing how comfortable again they are with this and not trying to hide from it just made me very, 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 very happy. Also, these covers are great. I've said before, I don't know if I said it earlier, but like, I don't like covers that much. I just don't. I a lot of times I see covers as like an excuse to not write an original song and or trying to one up the one that already exists. So like, covers are just not really for me, but these are really good. These are like the only covers I like because they're just, you can tell there's a lot of heart in them. Just the smiles that they had on their faces when the writers were interacting with them or when they were ending a song. Chisato has always loved Wizard, so you see her blowing kisses to Wizard and like just being very playful, and it's just makes me very happy to see that after so long, you know. I really don't know what else I can say. This live show made me very happy. Now, I did feel a little bit off when I finished it the first time because I was realizing how small the members group count had gotten. However, this was such an important thing for them, and growing up with this group, it ended up becoming a very important thing for me as well because, you know, I needed this. It was very, very important. Let me go ahead and show you the photo book that's in this because the photo book's really cool. So I believe this is a 16-page photo book. It has photos from the live show, professionally done. Very, very nice photos. I love the outfits. Let me mention that. These outfits are really, really good. During a part in the show, they mentioned how these outfits were designed, and they attribute different parts of the design to different writers. Chisato said that she attributes the sparkliness and the rhinestones and the robe-likeness of their skirts to Kamen Rider Wizard Infinity specifically. And then Jenna was like, well, no, I think the shoulder pads are from Gaim. And then he told me, it's like, no, these outfits are O's, dude. they're literally like wear, like on the arms and stuff. So very, very fun outfits. You got those right there. I do wish the outfits had a bit more color to them, maybe incorporating their colors a little bit. They don't really do that, and I thought that was kind of weird, especially when the writers are there for this. But it's not a big deal. These photos are really, really good. I love seeing them wearing their drivers again. Just made me so, so happy. Like, this is what the group is, you know? I feel like a lot was lost when they lost that. Or dropped that, you know what I mean? So that is the 10th anniversary live show, Yakusoku Kamen Rider Girls 2021. Now, in 2022, they released a mini album. I believe it was 2022. It was called Reincarnation, and it has them with new outfits, which I like a lot. They actually kind of remind me of Captain EO. So really, really nice outfits, sparkly and stuff. I'm not too big on the tracks from this mini album. I think the one that I like a lot, there's two of them. There's Speed Laser, and then there's We Are Girls, which is kind of like a new version of Girls Anthem, and they did a music video for that, and Cowrie showed up in that as well. So We Are Girls is really, really good. I like Speed Laser. I don't really like a lot of the other tracks that are on that mini album. It's just sort of okay, I guess. Not really too much for me. Now, they did release a song during Gotchard, and it's called 101 Chemis, and as a proud fan, own every single thing they've ever released. I've heard every obscure song, Future Capture, The World, Everybody's Jump, Roller Coaster Days. I've heard every song. So I can say this. 101 Chemis is the worst song that they have ever put out. I'm sorry. It's very much trying to be a poke rap type of thing. And it's trying to do the thing that Ghost did, where they sung a song for every icon and Ghost. I didn't even like that song, but I think that song is better than 101 Chemis. This one, they're just saying the names of. It's not a great song, and they performed it in Gotchard too, which is crazy. But in Gotchard, they also performed We Are Girls, which I thought was really good. They do have new outfits for Gabu, Kamen Rider Gabu. They do have new outfits tailored towards his design, and I think that's wonderful. At this point in time, we don't know what they're contributing to the show at this recording, so I hope they're doing a lot. Who knows? However, that's where we are right now in 2024 with Kamen Rider Girls. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been so much fun. I've said it in every video, but like literally, this means a lot to me. And I'm glad that I've been able to share that with you guys because for a long time, it felt like I couldn't really do that. So that is the full history of Kamen Rider Girls. Again, the entire series will be in the description. If you're watching through the compilation, you've already finished it. I'll make sure they're all very accessible, and I can't wait to see what we go to and go through next. I would love to cover more Kamen Rider Girls news and things that they're doing. I think it'd be really fun. Hello. If you've not seen my past videos, I did an entire deep dive on Kamen Rider Girls 2010 to now. I have the largest Kamen Rider Girls collection in America. Please check that out in the description, in the pinned comment. Had a lot of fun making that. It's about 2 hours long. It's a compilation. Hope you guys enjoy it. Rare photos, rare footage, all kinds of stuff filled to the brim. And today I want to show you guys the rarest things in my collection. I'm not holding my mic now. It was quite frankly pretty annoying having to do that. I like it the way that it is now. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I have a lot of things that I want to talk about because there's a lot of things that people probably haven't seen. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. The rarest items in my Kamen Rider Girls collection.
皆さんこんにちは。仮面ライダーガールズです。
First things first, I want to get to this because it's pretty cold where I am here in North Carolina. This is the Kamen Rider Girls jacket from the Invincible period. There are actually a lot of photos of the girls wearing this during the Invincible period. This was released in 2017. See, back in 2017, they had a merchandise shop, and I believe it was called the Girls Hideout. It was something like that. It didn't last that long. It was around for maybe a couple years, maybe 3. I remember it being around for at least 2. And they would put little things on there, not that many things. I have pretty much everything on that merch shop here with me that I'm going to be showing you guys, but it didn't last that long. But this was one of the items that were on the site. It says Kamen Rider Girls on the back, really big logo. I love it a lot. You got the Kamen Rider Girls emblem at the top. This is the red version for Chisato. You could get one of each different member designated to their rider colors, or rather the color they were designated. So red was Chisato, green was Hitomi, blue was Jenna, and I believe Ayako's was purple. I feel like I've seen a photo of her wearing hers and it was black. I could be entirely wrong. I don't entirely remember, but it's a really nice jacket. You can see it was made by Bandai. It's got the Bandai logo right there. Really soft, really just like a nice thick hefty jacket. I wear it whenever it's cold outside. You got the Kamen Rider Girls emblem on the side there. So just a good all-around jacket you can represent. I love it a lot. It's held up since 2017. There's like one part on the cuff that I need to sew back together because it kind of burst right there, but it's held up so well since then, and I love it a lot. Actually, I might not wear this. I might just stick it over here. Oh, maybe. Yes, sir. Okay, next thing from the merch shop from 2017. This one's not all that interesting. We'll just go right through it because it's whatever. This is a pen light. You could buy this at the concerts that they would have. It's very dusty. It's been on my shelf for a while. I need to clean that, but yeah, these were just given out at the concerts. It glows different colors. I've always been confused about the colors that it glows, because you would imagine that it glows the different colors for the different girls or the different riders, but it doesn't really, I guess. Maybe this could be Erica, yellow for Kiva, green for Hitomi. Yeah, see, I don't know. And then Ayako. I don't know if it incorporates the past members of the group in this or not, but it definitely seems that way. Oh, maybe it is. You got 3 modes. You got glow, flash, and then off. I don't know why I got this. I guess it was just because it was on the site. Now, this is very special. This was also on the merch site, and this is probably the rarest thing that I have. Maybe? I don't know. This is the Kamen Rider Girls buckle. This was from the X-Aid era, so 2017, and now, basically, they still wear these buckles when they do performances. It says KRGS, it's their logo. This is from the same mold that they made the ones that they wear. It was basically distributed as like a pseudo premium Bandai type thing. It had the Bandai logo on the box. It came with its own little thin belt. I have it somewhere. I love this a lot. It's some sort of metal, steel. I don't know what it's actually made of. I don't remember, but they wear these to this day, and they put this on the merch site. It sold out pretty quickly. They don't make it anymore. No one is selling theirs. So this is very much a big centerpiece of my Kamen Rider Girls collection. I love it a lot. I don't have anything I can wear it with. It's a fingerprint magnet for sure, but I just love having something that they wore and still wear on their outfits. There is the Kamen Rider Girls buckle. Next up is another rare piece. This is the Kamen Rider Girls 10th anniversary live show DVD. This was something that I did a deep dive on. If you watch the compilation or just the video singularly by itself, I did an entire deep dive on this special. Very hard to find. A lot of people don't even know that this exists. This came out 2021 as the 10th anniversary of the group. So it has Chisato, Hitomi, and Jenna. And we already went through all of this, but this is such a rare DVD. And again, a lot of people don't even know that it exists. And it's such a good show. It's such a good concert. You've heard me rave about it before. I love it, love it, love it a lot. They sounded great. And again, I'm not gonna go into the whole spiel. I've already gone over this, but I wanted to include this because it's such an important thing to me. So this is the 10th anniversary live show Yakusoku in the EX Theater Roppongi in Japan. Look at that. Whoa. Alrighty. Next, we're getting into some media. So these two things I've also already gone over, I believe in the first episode that I talked about Kamen Rider Girls, but these are the Detail of Heroes Kamen Rider Girls. But now, I believe when I went over this the first time, I only had one, and it was my old copy. It's this one. I've had this one for close to 10 years, probably. Something like that. It's the Detail of Heroes book for Kamen Rider Girls. Has them in all their poses and everything, and the last Engage outfits, the rider belts. This is actually a brand new copy. I found this for like dirt cheap online, and I've just kept it protected just because, I don't know, it's always nice to just have a new version of anything. You know what I mean? So I've already, again, gone over this. It's just the Detail of Heroes book, all of the girls. You got Chisato Wizard, and I had a photo in here that was my favorite. I gotta find it. This is one of my favorites. Look at this. I love the last Engage suits a lot. They're so fun. Alrighty. Now we've got these little promo cards. These came out around the time of Go Get 'Em, which was a single during Wizard. And from what I remember, these came in the CDs. So like in this CD, you would get like one random one. So this one has Wizard, Forz, and Blade, or Chisato, Mitsuki, and Now, and they were just included as a little slip thing inside the CD. And I have this one. I actually have two of the same one. My copy of Go Get 'Em didn't come with it. It might have just been like an early run type of thing. You can get one that has Hitomi, Erika, and Kaori on it, but I don't have that. I'm looking for that still. Eventually I'll have it at some point, but they're nice little photo cards. They're very small, and the seller put them in these little sleeves so they stay protected, which is really, really nice. And I like that a lot. Now, Kamen Rider Girls have a new merch site. I believe it's still up. I filmed a video of me opening stuff from it, but I never released it because I didn't think it was a great video. But this is one of the things that I got from it. This is the Kamen Rider Girls magazine from 2021. It's volume 2. I don't know why they still have this on the site. It came out like 4 years ago at this point, but nevertheless, this is a magazine. It's not really even much of a magazine. It just has like them answering very surface level questions that aren't all that interesting. But it's really nice because it has like these really well taken photos of them each. So you've got Chisato, you've got Hitomi. I believe it has two photos or two spreads for each member. And then you also have, let me get to that. Yeah, there we go. And there's Jenna. Really, really cool. So it's just a nice sort of thing to have, I guess. It's like 7 pages or whatever. It's not that much. You got them doing the shocker pose in there. One interesting thing about this is this volume was released in 2021, so the 10th anniversary of the group, and they do actually highlight the other members. So you can see it has like the different album covers and like different promo shots of them all, and you've got Mitsuki and Kaori and all of them. I love that a lot. Anytime they recognize the past members, it's wonderful. It also has like all the different events and stuff and accolades. So it says history, and it has like the dates for everything that everything came out, the singles, the albums. It looks like performances as well. I love that. I need to just sit down and look through all of these things because there's things that haven't been released on video and stuff. And I just think that that's really, really neat and very fun. So it's a pretty good little booklet. I want to get the other volumes. I think there's 3 at this point. One really, really cool thing is that this magazine, despite me having gotten that magazine a couple months ago, and the booklet came out in 2021, it came with a photo that was autographed by the three members of the current members of the group, Chisato, Hitomi, and Jenna. And I did have it framed, but you can see right there it has their names autographed with the colored marker representing their individual colors, O's, Wizard, and Gaim. And I nearly screamed when I saw this. It literally just fell out of the booklet. I had no idea it was going to be in there or that they did anything like that. And it's just such a nice gesture to include that. A good photo too. I think this is their start line outfits from when they did start line. Just a beautiful, beautiful photo. And again, I love that they autographed it. So, so nice. With this magazine, I also got a set of photo cards. You could get as many as you wanted. They're randomized though. And I wanted to get at least one photo for each current member. It didn't happen. I got a bunch of Hitomi and I got a few Jenna. So I got Hitomi and then there's Jenna right there. I think I got 5 or 6. It might be 6, I don't know. But I wanted to get one of Chisato, but they just threw in Hitomi and Jenna. But they're nice little photo cards. They're called Cheki, and they just sit on my Rider Girl shelf. So, continuing with autographs, the rest is going to be autographs. Really fun ones though. This one I actually had also close to 10 years. Yes, it would have had to have been. So this is interesting because they sent me 2 photos. It's this one, right? It's a Super Best era photo, but taken after Kaori left the group, but when Ayako joined the group. So Ayako's here with the Super Best lineup, which feels kind of weird, but they sent me another one, and this one is autographed. So this one is autographed by every member shown on this photo, which would have been, of course, every member of the group at that time. So, you know, Erika, Ayako, now Hitomi, Chisato, Jenna, and Mitsuki have their autographs all throughout this photo, and I think that's really, really cool. And when I got this, it made a goal for me to at least get one from Kaori, because I hadn't gotten one from Kaori. It's hard to find one from Kaori. She doesn't really do much online anymore, and the last time we really saw her was during the 10th anniversary live show. It was very hard and it was very elusive for me to find an autograph from her, but I did, and that's part of what we're going to look at now. Recently, I found a listing. Someone was selling their autographed Kamen Rider Girls autographs. Let me just show you what I got. So, look at this. Oh, you can barely see it. Look at that. Look at that. So now I have an autograph from every Kamen Rider Girls member except for Yurika, who was Ryuki in the beginning. So these are photos from the Alteration album promotion. So we got Hitomi and Kaori right there. Beautiful, beautiful photos. These are also pretty rare photos. There's a lot of Alteration promo shots that float around, and you know, we've seen them all, but these specific ones I have not seen, or had not seen, until the listing showed up. So we got Now, and we've got Erika with Deno and Blade. So, so wonderful. These are like my favorite photos of them. It really is. Just because, one, they're new. Like, no one had really seen them up to this point. And just the fact that they're all autographed using the similar, like, gold markers, I think is so, so wonderful. And then, of course, you've got Chisato and Mitsuki right there. Wizard and Forz. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, of course, again, I had these framed as well. Any autograph that I have, I do my best to get them framed just because I don't want anything touching them. I don't want anything to happen to them, you know? I believe that's everything. Everything that's like rare in my Kamen Rider Girls collection. These are my pride and joys. They're my treasures. So I always try to keep them safe and try to keep them protected. But I thought that would be interesting to show you guys what I had, because a lot of things, again, are things people probably didn't even know existed. So I hope that was interesting to you guys. Make sure to check out the compilation. A lot of really neat things, and it's also just a nostalgia trip for me, going down memory lane with Kamen Rider Girls. It's a lot of fun, so make sure to check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If there's anything interesting, let me know in the comments what you think about the group, if you've listened to their songs, what your favorite song is. And as always, again, thank you so much for boarding my rainbow line. I'll see you guys at the next stop. See you.